So I want to start off with, God is speaking to the nation of Israel through the prophet Isaiah. Chapter 41, verse 8, God says, "But you, Israel, my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, descendants of Abraham, my friend. I took hold of you from the ends of the earth and called you from the uttermost parts and said to you, you are my servants. I have chosen you, not rejected you. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God." I love the fact that God makes a reference to his covenant relationship with Abraham as we get to this prophet Isaiah, but he calls him his friend. And now we see the beginning of that friendship. I would say the linchpin of the book of Genesis, chapter number 12. It takes this turn, this bend into one individual where now God is going to actually intervene even more and pull something out of humanity and establish a people to himself. And he starts out with Abraham. Lech lecha. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, lech lecha.
Lech lecha in the Hebrew.
Get that going.
What does that mean?
Such a good question. Okay, literally, it just means go. God says to Abraham, go. What it literally means, like literally, so lech is a command, means go. Lecha means for you. So what God is saying is go for yourself. Now, it's an expression, it means go, but one of the classic Jewish commentators from the medieval period, Rashi, it's like one of the great commentators. He says, Lech lecha la'atzmecha. When God says go for you, he means go for your benefit. God's saying, I'm telling you to leave behind everything. Your family, your homeland, your culture, everything you know. And I'm asking you to trust me.
To go to something you don't know.
To go somewhere you have never seen before. Just know that it's for your benefit. Actually, parenthetically, so in Israel right now, like one of the coolest things happening in culture is the rise of like some of the most popular artists in the country, like literally like the number 1, 2, 3, 4 singers in the country are actually weaving these ancient traditions into these like popular songs. And one of my favorite songs, there's an artist named Akiva, and one of his best songs is called literally Lech Lecha. And the chorus is Lech Lecha la'atzmecha. Go for yourself. God's saying, I'm asking you to take a leap of faith. Just know that I'm holding your hand as you leap. It's for you.
Yeah, it's interesting that this word Lech Lecha comes into play as, we zone in on one individual.
Yeah.
And we can get caught up in the idea of when we follow God, when we obey God, when we're pursuing God in a righteous, faithful way, we're doing him a favor. Like, I'm doing something for God now. Right. I'm giving up this God and I'm following you and I'm sharing your word and I'm trying to reflect who you are to the world through my life, my actions. I'm helping you, God. And I think what's powerful about Lech Lecha is, no, I'm not. God doesn't need me. I'm not doing God a favor by being faithful to him. In fact, if anything, I'm doing a favor to myself by being faithful to who he is, because that is where my best interests are. My best interests is in relation with God. And so the beginning of this, like you say, God gives Abraham a commandment to leave somewhere, to leave his family, his household, the land that he's in. But ultimately it's for Abraham's benefit, not God's. And so I guess a byproduct of following God is that you are given this blessing that God wants to give you, but it's for my benefit. And in the same way, when I run from sin and I run from things that are not good for me, it's also for my benefit. It's not just, see, God, I'm trying to make you happy.